Hey guys, it's Karma here and welcome to the F1 2023 season predictions video. This has been a long time coming and I'm very excited to do this. This video was also inspired by Chainbear, so make sure you check out his channel in the description below. I've had to redo the introduction because Cow's the fucking idiot accidentally had his mic volume too loud, so it's a little bit echoing throughout the video, but shouldn't take away from the fun that we had, so enjoy.
Today I am joined by Cows with Guns. How are you, mate?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Obviously, we're joined by myself, and we're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Bevo. How are you, mate?
Yo. How are you? I'm good.
Yeah, we are good. And the last person we're joined with is the collective Discord for where I've sent it in. So I've sent this into Rush Racing, OSRL, Race Spec, and the PRL Racing League. So hopefully we get some good results here. You guys excited? You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm absolutely dreading what I'm going to see here.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. So round one, we've got the generic questions. So 5 points for correct answer. So yeah, let's get into it. So first question is, who will be the F1 Drivers Champion? So let's see what we've all picked. So Cows is the only one that's gone Charles. Me, Beaver, and the collective Discord have all gone Max. Thoughts, Cows, on Charles?
Do you want me to give my entire logic here for Ferrari and Charles? Do you want me to give you the whole thing just right now?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so my logic is the 3 H's. Height, homies, and heartbreak. First, height. They're raising the minimum ride height by, what is it, 50 millimeters because Lewis almost broke his back in Baku because he's an old man, right? They're raising the ride height. The Ferrari is a naturally downforce-laden car with the bathtub design, the bird baths along those side pods. I think that Ferrari will have a stronger car next year, needing more downforce from the top since there's less ground effect of a higher minimum ride height. Second, the homies. Fred Vasseur. Charles Leclerc did great at Alfa Romeo. Then he went to Ferrari, where it was run by fucking Italians. Now it's run by the French. Ferrari can actually function properly because Charles Leclerc's got the homies. Third is heartbreak. Let's be real. We saw what happened. Mattia Binotto caused the breakup because Charles Leclerc was so damn depressed during any break that Charlotte Sainz had to leave him for... Who knows? Maybe Lando will pop up of him and he'll take Louisina. Anyways, the 3 H's, I think that's what's going to lead to Ferrari championships.
Damn, that is a very in-depth explanation. My explanation is he's just better than everybody else. That's why he's going to be...
It's just, honestly, it's a joke. It's not even, you cannot call this an event, a clown show.
That's it. Like his form is, Max Verstappen's form at the moment is impeccable. He's almost bulletproof.
I mean, as we speak during recording right now, look at his form with Team Redline and the virtual 24 hours of Le Mans. Yeah, the dude hops into anything, he dominates.
Yeah, he's a machine. So this is what we're going to be doing. So just like how Chainbear's got it, because he's an absolute legend. This is what I've got. So I've gone and got the pie charts from the Google sheet that I got all the information from, and we're putting it right here. So everybody can see what everybody's picked. So as you can see, Verstappen is the clear favorite here, but you've also got some Leclerc, some Hamilton, and even some Russell. We got a little bit of bits and pieces of everybody else. So like, I'm pretty sure green is Carlos Sainz, and the 2 reds, one of them's Sergio, one of them's Fernando, and one of them's Lando?
Lando's bold.
Yeah, Lando is bold. I don't think McLaren's going anywhere, but...
yeah, okay.
So, next question. Who will be the Constructors Champion? So, I feel like this is going to follow the last question. And it does. So, Ferrari with Cows, and then everybody else has selected Red Bull. But this one's quite interesting because I feel like a lot of people are on a mutual agreement here. So people reckon Red Bull clearly, but Merc over Ferrari. So I think a lot of people believe in the Merc comeback. Well, what do you think about that?
I can see that.
Absolutely believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to ditch that stupid side pod design because it clearly wasn't working. And
yeah.
I mean, towards the end of the season, though, their cars seemed to be a lot better than it was the rest of the season.
Even though it handled well, the Red Bull proved that in principle, with this car philosophy, you have to have low downforce, win in a straight line like the F1 22 video game, right? Yep. And when you have that Mercedes Zero side pod where you have the rear wheels completely exposed with no side pod guiding air around those are just 2 old big rubber bricks of drag. I mean, that's all it is. So
Yeah, they weren't great.
I mean, if you go to Baku, you go to Mexico, I mean, it's just not gonna
I was
work
actually
out.
quite surprised that car wasn't faster in a straight line, considering how little aero they had on it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like we never got an appropriate judgment of how far of a step back that engine took, that PU, compared to the year before, or how much of a step forward Ferrari and Honda took when it came to the PU this next year.
yeah, the Ferrari power unit just kind of shit the bed towards the end of the year, didn't it? It kind of wasn't that good compared to the Red Bull and even the Mercedes at that point. It wasn't that great.
We flash back to the first series of engine failures towards the beginning of the season. I actually put in the PRL Discord in the predictions chat that at least 3 Ferrari engines would fail that weekend. And wouldn't you know, you got 2 Ferraris, a Haas, an Alfa Romeo. I mean, it's Italian engineering.
Is that at Baku?
Yep.
Yeah.
When it was sweltering hot, high demand.
Yeah. I was very surprised Charles did so well at Australia, because it was hot. When we were there, it was hot. It was like almost 30 degrees. Track temp would have been hot because the sun in Australia is pretty blistering. Like, it's...
But the components were still fresh.
Yeah. That's
Once
true.
you get to Baku, everything starts wearing down.
Alright, what do we got next?
I mean,
Who will finish last in the F1 Drivers' Championship? We've all gone Logan Sargent, but Bevo's gone Alex Albon.
those some
Bevo,
bitches.
Bevo, what is your reasoning behind Alex Albon?
Albon's washed. He's washed. He's not good. He's overrated. He's trash. Dude got kicked out of Red Bull and then is now back in a Williams, dude. I mean, yeah, it's just not happening.
So you don't
He's going to be the new Latifi.
You don't like Albon, really?
No. Dude, he can change his hair color to whatever the fuck he wants to. He's not going to be better than Logan Sargent.
You reckon he's not going to be better than Logan?
No, not at all.
Really?
I bet Logan scores points before Albon does.
Wow. I disagree, but...
I think Logan is going to make us thankful for Mazepin in terms of his driving quality. I think Logan is going to... I like the kid. I've heard he's a douchebag, but I like the kid. I think he's personally become more hateable because anytime he fucks up this season, I'm now going to be able to say, Florida man blank. Florida man runs through turn 1. Florida man misses his pit entry. Florida man, yeah, exactly. You're catching on. It's even better than Lance Stroll's daddy cash. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We'll see what happens, but the majority also believe Logan Sargent will be...
Well, they're wrong.
We have a Williams team that's in complete turmoil at the top. I mean, they're talking about what, Jenson Button and Susie Wolf.
Well,
I mean, it's...
well, James Vowles, I think that's his name. His last name. I think it's Vowles.
Oh. Have they already appointed someone?
Yeah, James Vowles is the new team principal.
What's his background?
He was Valtteri Bottas' race engineer. Valtteri, it's James.
Valtteri, it's James. Please abort the fastest lap attempt before the end of the lap.
James, it's Valtteri. Fuck you.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So they can just come last to everyone and not make overtakes like Valtteri Bottas. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Really gonna do
I
a
know
lot
you're
of...
not
oh my
disrespecting
good gracious.
the
GOAT.
What the goat?
Who's the GOAT?
The GOAT?
Valtteri Bottas.
I thought you were talking about Kyle Larson.
He's Australian
Oh,
now.
Kyle Larson
We've
is
taken
the
him.
Kyle Larson's GOAT.
We've taken Bottas. I don't know if you've seen all the pictures of him around Australia.
Oh yeah, no, he's adopted.
Yeah, he's been adopted by Australia now.
On a side note for a moment, alright, let's take a quick vote for a moment. I wish we would put this in Discord. Best winter break of all the drivers, I would say Bottas, with him and his lady going out to Australia, just cycling every day. That's like the best part of the Instagram stories. Like that's a win.
Yeah, well, his girlfriend, Tiffany Cromwell, I think her name is. She is a Olympic cyclist in Australia.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah, she's good. So next up, who will finish last?
Crush a watermelon with those guys.
So I think we're all on the same page here with Williams.
I don't even think we need that.
Same with the Discord. I think there's not much to really speak about here. I think we're all in a bit of agreement that Williams is.
Who were those other votes?
They were Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo, and one Alpine.
Alpha Tauri.
Yeah, which isn't a bad call, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I stuffed up with one of my questions later on because I went back and read it properly, and I wrote the bloody things. But anyway, next one. Who will have the most retirements? This is where I saw it started to see a lot of diversity. So this one's good. So we've got Esteban Ocon, Guan Yu Zhou, and Yuki Tsunoda being
Me in Discord.
the three picks. However, that was the selection.
Wow.
So we've got an Alfa Romeo, a Haas, a Williams, an Aston Martin, an AlphaTauri, and an Alpine. So it's 6 different drivers from different teams. So,
You know, I initially was just thinking the combination of French engineering with just the engine imploding every other race, and then French driving with just Esteban Ocon being himself.
surely they fix it this year. Surely they know that.
They're French.
I know they're French, but surely they've got 2 excellent drivers. Surely they are able to.
What good road production car have the French ever made? Exactly.
Yeah, the Renault Clio.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
They have no car culture. They do not belong in motorsport. The only good thing to ever come out of France was the 1972 Alpine 110 when it was in a rally spec.
Oh, well, that's a nice car.
I will say, though, I love the Yuki Tsunoda pick. If he gets under pressure from De Vries and really starts
Pushing
feeling
the
it
car, yeah.
in mid-season,
might.
that's
reckon he
I
will.
love
And
that pick.
Nick isn't going to be as nice as
As
Gasly was.
I think Nick. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Nick De Vries.
I really think that could mess with Pierre's or with Yuki's head. Not you say it, Pierre
Yuki's now the
leaving because that's
number
his.
one driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Technically, he's the number 1 driver.
Well,
Technically.
we'll see. They don't have a number 1 driver. Come on.
Were you about to say something, Bevo?
What? No.
No. All right.
Edit it out. Edit it out. Edit it out.
Bevo don't think too much.
All right. Next up, who will have the most pole positions? So this one's a bit interesting. Bevo's the only one that's gone max. I think Leclerc's 1 lap pace is the fastest in the competition at the moment. I think he's got the best.
I mean, it
one
was
lap.
his last season.
Yeah, it was. I think he's got the best 1 lap pace. Charles, can we do the fastest lap? Can we do fastest lap? Like when he was at Australia, he was setting fastest lap, like every lap. Like man, the man is really quick 1 lap pace. If you tell him to do whatever, so him during qualifying, I feel like he will get.
Yeah, but Charles Leclerc was also pulling down pants and collecting stool samples at Australia. I mean, the dude was just, that car was on a different level on that hard compound.
I've been saying, where'd that Ferrari go? Where's it gone? Where'd that Ferrari go ever since then? But I feel like next year, Charles, I feel like he'll be on a mission. I don't think he'll win, but I think he's going to be on an absolute mission. He's going to challenge Max. Like,
Well,
it's not gonna, I don't
the
think it will
third
be
eight?
close. I don't think it will be
No.
far. Like, it'll be a close championship, I reckon.
Dude, all right,
Max
think
is
about
on a different level. Max is on a different level right now.
it. Hold on a minute.
Dude,
The
you've been
third-
talking. Goddamn.
Bevo, speak.
Can't get a word out. Sorry. I don't even know. Fuck it. Go, cows. God damn it.
What are you
I
going to say?
don't even remember I don't. Fuck.
The third H, heartbreak. Is there any better time to think about your lost love than an outlap? Just getting fucking pissed off and ready to just tear a single lap out. Is there any better time to take that out? Come on, let's be real
This
here.
is what you had to interrupt me for?
Yeah.
Well, I'm interrupting
100%.
both of you with the pie chart, so there you go. So it was pretty convincing for Leclerc there. We still got some Mercedes fans there, with the Ham and the Russell, but no Sainz and no Perez.
I do remember what I was going to say. Verstappen's on a different level. He's going for number 3. He's getting pole. That man's in his zone right now, and he's only getting better. He's only getting better.
That's what you had to say?
That's what you had to say. Oh, shut up.
Anyway, next question. Who will win the most sprint races? What have we got? We've got Cows with Charles, and then us with Max. So it's quite funny that we've said most pole positions will be Charles, and then we've gone sprint races with Max.
Speak for yourselves.
I think Max, race spec Max, is the best in the competition at the moment. The car is excellent. It works around him. I still don't think it's like the car's very dominant. However, they're gonna have less wind tunnel time for this year. They got fined a shitload of money, and they've also their entry fee is like significantly higher than everybody else. So they're losing a lot of money at the start of the year. I don't think they'll come out strong, but I feel like they'll pick it up throughout the season. All Max has to do at the start of the year is just be consistently up there, top 5, and then he can start winning races. But the Charles for the sprint races, I'm not too sure about that. Even they had Russell winning more sprint races than Charles, so it's clearly Verstappen. But
I'm sorry, but you just said, "Oh yeah, Max just needs to come top 5." If he's ever gonna think like that, he's after last season.
No,
he's
that's not what I'm
hooked on
saying.
winning.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like he just needs to finish up there at the start of the season, because I don't think that car's going to be strong at the start of the season. It will be strong at the end, and it should be strong in the middle, but I don't think it'll come out of the blocks at Bahrain super strong. If it does, I'll actually be surprised. I will be surprised if that car is the best car on the grid come Bahrain. I'll be very surprised. But that's my take. That's my take on it. Just because they have to pay for fines, significantly more entry fee, and they get the less wind tunnel time.
To be honest, I think the Merc will probably be the strongest car the first 2 races, at least.
It could be, depending on what they do with the side pods.
But I don't think the Red Bull will be far behind it. But I think there will be a clear little bit of a disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
Toto's in the kitchen and he's cooking.
Who'll have the most fastest laps. So I feel like this is going to continue on what I said before about the poles. So far quickest over 1 lap. So I've also gone Charles. He's usually the fastest. He usually has the fastest laps, whatever. I'm actually not too sure I had the most fastest laps last season. But we've got the Discord also agreeing with Bebo with the Max Verstappen pick. We can clearly see that there's a clear favourite here throughout the opening questions with Verstappen. Yeah, you got any input, Bebo, on your Max Verstappen pick?
I mean, like I said, I think he's just getting better. And like this year, this championship was way more dominant. And of course, new cars, whatever, you can't really compare it. So I think if he can go out there this year, same cars, 2 years in, and do the same thing he did last year, that even backs it up even more that the first one wasn't a fluke and it was deserved, you know? So I think this is his first year where he can really prove to everyone that he's the most dominant driver with the most dominant car.
I'm sorry, but anyone who says the first one wasn't deserved needs to go have a wank in the mirror. I mean, it's just at this point.
I agree.
Get the tissues out, get over it, get it done with. Michael Massey is who he is.
Max Verstappen had the most fastest laps, by the way, last year.
Did he? Did you just look it up?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, which team will have the fastest pit stop? Do you remember who had the fastest pit stop last year?
My pick.
McLaren, right?
It was McLaren. I'm pretty sure it was McLaren. So, Bevo has taken that knowledge on board and has gone the McLaren pick. I've gone the Red Bull pick because their pit crew is pretty consistent. And you've gone Mercedes. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What's the logic behind the Mercedes pick?
Yeah, I figured after that last year, installing a whole new kind of work ethic of high precision, German engineering, whatever bullet points you want to choose there. That's obviously going to mainly go into the car, but I think the entire mentality is just going to carry over to the season. Very precise, very snappy, very German, you know, just getting back to Mercedes, you know. They're German. Come on, let's just be honest here. They have a certain way of functioning in motorsport that's highly effective, and that shows on pit stops.
Yeah, we'll see how they go. Beaver, you've gone McLaren. You feel like they'll continue their pit stop form? They've got a very good pit crew at McLaren.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, that's been Red Bull's kind of staple, you know, throughout at least pit lane, you know, that they've always been really good at them, pit stops. But, you know, like, I guess was it 2 or 3 years ago when they changed up the guns, how the guns work?
Yeah,
and
I think it was 3 years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so another thing with pit stops and a pit crew, coming from NASCAR, like a good pit crew, if you have people that are training and people that know what they're doing, like you can have a really good pit crew, and McLaren has that, so they can continue to train and they know what to do and they know what to do right now. And to take away fastest pit stop from Red Bull, which I mean they seem to always have it, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that they could do it again.
It'll be interesting because the thing is, right, when they limited the pit stop to 2 seconds, it has to be 2 seconds. It's essentially the closest team to get to that time gets the fastest pit stop. So it could literally be any team. Like a couple of years ago, it could have been McLaren or Red Bull because it was under 2 seconds. Like they had the 1.8 at Hungary, and then they changed the pit stop rule halfway through the season. I think it was 2021 that happened.
Well, that was just part of the whole Lewis Max trying to take away people's advantages. Now it's just kind of Mercedes targeting a known strength of their rival. That was really, I'm personally not a fan of that one.
Yeah, so as we can see here, we got a majority for Red Bull, but we also do have that McLaren pick in the green, I believe, is Mercedes, I think. So, yeah, quite interesting.
No Ferraris, typical.
I think that red is Aston Martin. I think someone was taking the piss.
I think the biggest thing with Ferrari on pit stops will be hoping they bring out the right tire this season.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they're all over it, unlike last season. Bloody hell. Will there be a first-time race winner in the F1 2023 season? We've all gone true. I think there's a lot of potential for a new race winner. Like, man, I'm sitting here, McLaren fan, hoping that bloody Lando Norris can win the race. Like, he can do it. He can do it. He's an excellent driver, but man, it's going to be hard. The top 6 drivers were such a clear benchmark from the rest of the field. It was insane. It was ridiculous. So hopefully next year, this season, it's going to be a little bit closer. So that's.
I mean, you're talking about this as if they're an equal machinery. Yeah, I'm sorry, that McLaren, there's no way it's winning.
No, but they could also come out at preseason testing, and Oscar Piastri could just be the most dominant force you've ever seen because he's won the 3 last championships he's been in. So we'll see. I've got a lot of hype for that kid. So hopefully. He can pull it off. But that is the end of the initial question. So 50 points up for grabs in the first round. Next round is harder questions. So we got 10 points for each correct answer. So there's 100 points up to grabs because there's 10 in each round. So the first question of the harder question is, which rookie driver will score the most points? And Bevo, you've followed your delusion of Logan Sargent being the I don't know, how would you say it?
Okay, listen. Just listen. The McLaren sucks. Did last year. The AlphaTauri somehow got worse. It seemed the longer the season went on. I don't see them making any strides in the off season. Williams, they're a team that used to be on top. They used to run the world of F1. All right,
but they're not anymore.
Wow, you're using the past tense. How convenient is that?
Yeah, I can say the same thing about McLaren.
Whatever. All right. But
I mean, also look at Oscar
Piastri. Listen. Williams has been bad for too long. All right. There's no way they can just keep sucking. All right.
Yeah, they can. Have you ever seen New York Jets?
No, they can't.
Dude, Oscar Piastri, Logan Sargent did one season in F2 that was pretty mid. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty mid. It
was like a brunette butterface. It was really fucking mid.
But you know what he did do?
What?
He won.
Oscar Piastri won in his rookie season, mate.
4th.
Oscar Piastri won I think it was Formula Renault, then Formula 3, then Formula 2, all within 3 years.
Wow, this really is a delusion of patriotism.
I don't know,
bless.
but you've got Nick De Vries. Why have you got Nick De Vries? Why do you think that feel like?
I thought the AlphaTauri was going to be the strongest of the cars. I thought he was going to get a leg up on Yuki and get that #1 driver priority that Piastri likely won't because of Lando Norris's brand importance to McLaren. You just can't make him a 2. So I just thought Nick De Vries would basically inherit Pierre Gasly's role. I mean, he scored points at Monza on a debut in a shitbox Williams.
It was also the strongest track for that car, mind you, I feel like.
Yes, I will give you that. But also, you look at qualifying as a lock up into the Variante Alta, the second chicane. Yeah. I mean, that was a perfect display of unfamiliarity with a car, and to still pull out points like that was unbelievable. So you put him in a car he actually gets comfortable with.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to see what Nick can do. I know he's a great driver. People kind of shit on him for his last Formula E season, but then again, it's also Formula E, so shut the fuck up.
True.
He was a Formula E champion. Who cares?
This is what people have picked. No one has picked Logan Sargent, so you are the only one that's picked Logan Sargent.
I mean,
I
saw that
delusion is clear.
Watch
him be
oh,
the.
Say, can you see?
Listen, all right.
Hey, yo, where's that 12 gauge?
Oh
if
God.
Nick Saban can take the Tide to the national championship. Logan Sargent, he can score as many points as anybody else out there.
Anyway, we're gonna be here forever. Next question. Next question. The F1 wet tires, so the blue wall tires, will get used in the 2023 season. Now, I made this question and I thought about it, and I was like, "There's no way they don't. They have to use them. Because I'm talking like in race, like in the race, not like fucking practice or qualifying. I mean like in the race, because they never used them in the race last season.
Well, we always have a situation with Japan and Monaco where you mandate it on a rolling start because of that one regulation. I personally think they should just get rid of the tire, and instead they should do you guys flashback 2020 Spa when it was the flood, right?
Yep.
Do you guys remember for that little bit of the broadcast when they cut back to the guys go-karting and they caught the dude went head first into the barrier?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think at any given opportunity where there's too much rain on circuit, they should grab out 20 go-karts from the back, stick them on slicks, and make them go around the circuit in those. Because they can't get hurt that bad. I mean, they're go-karts. Come on, what could go wrong?
Super carts.
Yeah, exactly.
Points.
Just put some
Half
GoPros
points.
on them. Half points, exactly.
Nuts.
Just put
You're
30
nuts.
minutes on the clock and let them
I
go
think
nuts.
Everyone agrees with this one. We reckon it's going to be true. So if we're wrong, we're wrong. But we'll keep an eye out for it. 2 out of the 3 rookie drivers will outscore their teammate. This is a very interesting question. I've gone true. I reckon Nick De Vries and potentially Piastri will outscore their teammate. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I reckon.
I don't know about Piastri.
I reckon Piastri could do it. And if Bevo's delusion is true, Sargent could. But the thing is,
Well, we
right,
have to keep
they
him-
score so little points,
I don't know
right?
why you
So
think-
all Logan has to do is finish 5th once, and he's set.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's take a moment here with Bevo. Bevo, do you think Nick De Vries is going to score more than Yuki?
No.
Do you
Really?
think Oscar is going to score more than Lando?
Yes.
Okay, so then the only one that's going to score more is Oscar over Lando. Got it. So Bevo only thinks 1.
So you think 1? What do you think, Kaz?
I only think Nick over Yuki.
See, like,
Because
I think
Logan's
that's
gonna be the crazy Florida man, and then I don't want to put this bad energy out there, but I really think Oscar and Lando could have a little Checo Esteban action and create some tensions in McLaren that creates a favoritism to the veteran brand important driver on the roster. And I don't know, I have a bad feeling about Piastri in that environment.
They could, but I've been following.
It's tough
him
to
for a
run with
while.
Lando.
I've been following. I follow ever since he won the Formula 3 championship. I was following him through F2, and he wasn't. He didn't have a big like ego about him when it came to on the track. He just did what his team told him to do. He was he wanted to know what was going on. They told him what was going on. He goes, okay, this is what I'm gonna do about it. Like he was very
perfect.
He's very level-headed. I don't feel like he will have much conflict with Lando in his first year. I feel like he wants to cement himself into Formula 1 before he goes bonkers. Because he is a talent, and I'm very surprised he wasn't in last season. Very, very, very surprised. I thought he was going to be
So he takes
the Alfa Romeo driver initially. But
So you're saying he takes team orders?
I reckon he will. I reckon for the first year
Perfect.
he'll take team orders. However, if he is outperforming Lando, we may see Lando cause attention. I don't think Oscar will. I don't think Oscar will cause attention, but I feel like he's driving. If he drives a bit better than Lando, he's finishing ahead of him, they might start to reconsider who their best driver is, maybe. But I don't think they will do it this year though. I feel like he'll just try
Bevo,
and
you
cement
think Lando's the type to get scared by a young buck?
I don't know. I think Lando. I don't know. I think he's kind of a pussy sometimes, and so maybe.
Facts.
Well, this is what everyone's picked. It's majority false.
Bro is actually an e-boy. Like, he definitely has no calluses on his hands.
So, a race will be cancelled or called off during the F1 2023 season. This is excluding China, so China's already been removed.
China.
Cut out. What do we think? I reckon it may happen. It could happen. Yeah, I reckon it could happen. I'm not. I don't know what specific race, but it definitely could happen with all the COVID agenda and stuff that's going on still, and you got the new FIA direction Like we could have another Spa. You know, you never know. So.
Yeah, I mean, betting on no freak weather events. I mean, based on the World Cup, look at just everybody coming. I mean, that looked pretty darn safe when it came to COVID at a sporting event. So I wouldn't. I've heard, especially after last season, no COVID concerns. I carry no concerns going forward. I mean, China's going to do China, but other than that, I will say Vegas could get called off if too many of the drivers are absolutely piss drunk the night before the race. Realistic possibility.
I'm assuming your views are kind of the same, Bevo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it really happening unless there is a hurricane, you know. But other than that,
at Miami, there's a hurricane.
Welcome to Miami.
Yeah. Like there's the only place, or if Spa just goes nuts again. But I don't know.
It is more unlikely for it to get cancelled. Like I agree. However,
called off.
I've gone true, but I'm actually surprised a lot more people picked true than I thought would. Like that's a fair amount of people. That's over a quarter that reckon that it could happen as well. So
I'd be willing to bet at least 3/4 of those were with COVID in mind, not freak weather events.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a fun distinction to have, is what you think the cause of it would have been.
Well, they're also Australians, so you know we get locked up pretty.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. The Australian Grand Prix, even, who knows?
Well, hopefully not, because I spent a lot on tickets. So.
Ooh.
What is we got? That's not even English. What is we got? That's what I said. How many different race winners will there be? So, considering earlier we said that they will be a first-time race winner, I've gone 7. And Cows has also gone 7. Beaver, you've gone 5.
Yep.
Which of the big 6 do you not think's winning a race?
Lewis.
Again?
Facts.
You reckon Lewis isn't going to win a race again? You reckon 2
No.
2 years in a row? Because last season it was 5.
He's the number 2 driver now. He is Bottas.
I mean, he is a number 2 driver.
Yeah, George proved his worth last year. Improved.
I mean,
why Sakir, when he was in that car, was so dangerous for Lewis because he was so strong in that car, showing how easy it can be for anyone to drive it. The man's like 5 inches taller than him, 6 inches taller than him. He jumps in his car. He's like cramped, and he's still driving it better than Bottas can. So, however,
I was on the same boat. I don't think Lewis is even going to win. I mean, Mercedes has got to prioritize the driver.
Yeah, but they can't just prioritize George every weekend, I don't think.
Well,
depending where they are in the
And if he's the number 1 driver.
Well, depending where they are in the championship, though. I think Lewis will have a good season. I feel like he may win 1 or 2. Like, there's a question that's coming up that will involve him. But I feel like we could see a freak win. I don't know where, but could be at the new track, could be at Hungary again. It could be at a track that's hard to overtake, like Monaco. It could be some safety car issue that help people out. So.
K-Mag.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But this is what the majority thought. It's between 6 and 5 here, so it's the same. Almost the same, but there's just a little bit more 6. So we've also got 4 and 7 being the 2 other big ones. So, so yeah. So next is Daniel Ricciardo will get a seat for the 2024 season. Bevo, you said false.
I mean, F1's hard to get in.
Well, Hulkenberg
In the first
Ooh.
place, it's got to be harder to get back into.
He
might. I mean, I don't see it happening next year. He might in 2025, 2026, but next year, I don't know. Depends on what seats open up after the end of the season as well.
Well, there'll be one at Williams.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, you're right. Whenever Albon gets fucking booted.
Yeah.
I don't know why you hate him so much. He's a good driver.
Good luck, loyal soldier.
But yeah, the majority. This one's pretty much split down the middle by 1 vote for the audience. So, mind you, these are mainly Australians voting this. So, I just want to point that out. Because,
There we go.
I also want to point out that Daniel Ricciardo is my favorite F1 driver, and but it was a hard choice to make that.
Not Logan Sargent?
I mean, that was for the memes.
Wow. How could you?
This is a question I was talking about. Who will win the Las Vegas Grand Prix in 2023? I went
Logan
Lewis
Sargent.
Hamilton. This is where I went Lewis Hamilton. I feel like this is the race he'll win. Maybe. And the audience actually agreed. The Discord agreed with me. But Charles, definite possibility. And Sergio, I feel like this is a very hard one to call. So we've got no knowledge of this track other than the layout. And that is about it. There's no prior history of driving there, what the cars are like there. So, nothing. So...
If I may for a moment, let's roll it back to when Checo won at Monaco. How did he celebrate? Can we remember? He made out with someone that was not his wife. What better place is there for that than Vegas? If he wins, do you know how many women are gonna feel his lips? What better motivation is there? I mean, come on. It's Vegas, baby. It's built for Checo.
It's even better when an American says that. But
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But yeah, there was a big mixture of what people thought, but a lot of people agreed with Hamilton for some reason. There is some Russell, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen. I think that red is Fernando Alonso. Pretty sure it's Fernando Alonso. So yeah, it's quite interesting. This question. The next one is which team collectively will have the most retirements? And when I saw your answer, Cows, I was like, damn, you are one smart motherfucker, because I didn't think of Alpine when I was doing it. I didn't think of their...
Dude, they're French.
And whatnot. And me and Bieber have both gone past Ferrari power unit, we reckon. It's not going to be as good. It's going to be still unreliable, or they're going to work on their reliability, or is it just Haas being Haas? What do you think, Bevo?
Haas being Haas. Haas being Haas.
Haas being
How
Haas?
dare you?
No, I do think...
What do you
Shame
mean?
on
I got
you.
an American driver now, alright?
Yeah, and you can't love the American team, unpatriotic socialist.
But the Discord has gone Williams, which I found quite interesting, considering this was the chart. So it's quite close. With Williams, AlphaTauri, Alpine, Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Aston Martin. So it's pretty close. And that little orange is Ferrari. So pretty sure we've got all the Ferrari teams in there. So with the Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Ferrari, all the Ferrari power unit teams. So people don't think they're going to fix the reliability. I don't think they're going to improve it by much. However, they've said that they're trying to fix the issues with the reliability. But I'm not too sure. I think Alpine is a good pick. I think Alpine's a good pick. But then Fernando Alonso is not there, so it might be Aston Martin.
Dude, they're French.
Following him at the moment. Yeah, I know they're French. I know.
Wasn't that your whole reasoning on why Charles is going to win the championship is because he's got the homies who are French?
Yeah, because when Ferrari is run by the French, they're successful. Or they have French? No, because when Ferrari's run by the French, they're successful. When they're run by Italians, they suck. When the French are run by the French, they're incompetent because it's all French. I mean, they're built to wave a white flag and smoke a cigarette for breakfast.
True. On that note, who will win the most overtakes award? Fernando Alonso for me. Kevin Magnussen, that is an interesting pick. What was your reasoning behind that one?
First of all, I love the Fernando Alonso pick, but this past year, the biggest theme with the Haas was that it would light up its tires on temp incredibly quickly. So if you look back at any of those cold or rainy, damp races, K-Mag was just out of the box. I mean, of course, Mick wasn't doing anything because it was Mick. I mean, he's like a puppy. But you look at how he was performing at Suzuka with the overtake on Lance going into the double right-hander in the middle sector after the S's. You look at how he was attacking at Canada before he got taken out by Lewis. I mean, that Haas lights up its tires, and theoretically, you could do it again, get a lot of opening lap overtakes. But frankly, I like the Fernando Alonso pick.
Yeah, I think Fernando here. It's got to be right. Seb won it in the Aston Martin last year.
Yeah.
The Aston qualifies bad, right?
Yeah, the Aston qualifies bad. It's not a good qualifying car. Well, it may not be this year, or I don't know. We don't know. That's why we're doing it now before we see the cars and whatever, because it makes it even more interesting. Because we don't get any heads up or anything. We're just going based off last year's data. So But I do reckon Fernando Alonso for sure is going to get it. Because, yeah, that Aston Martin just doesn't qualify well. And the Discord has agreed with me and Bevo. But we've got a little bit of Norris and Russell. So, we'll see. You don't really do many overtakes when you start up the grid, so... Yeah. Which team will have the largest points gap between their drivers and the Discord is way smarter than we are. However, Bevo, you're all over it. Ferrari, that's a good pick. I think Ferrari's a good pick. I did not think of the gap that like higher teams would have between their two drivers, like Max and Sergio, because I think that was the highest gap last year was Red Bull. But I've gone AlphaTauri because I reckon Nick is going to absolutely demolish Yuki Tsunoda. And I didn't really
think about it. I don't think Aston Martin are going to score enough points in total to really have a big difference. But this is more or less just Lance Stroll slander. When I was filling this out,
Canadian slander.
God, this maple syrup sucking. When I was filling this out, I actually saw Williams and thought, I know Bevo's gonna have such a hard on for Logan. I should really pick Williams in spite, but I didn't. Even though Albon's gonna bury him. I mean, he's gonna put him underground like he's part of the New York Mafia.
Well, this is what we got. So we got McLaren, Red Bull, Williams, Aston Martin, and Alfa Romeo. The top ones. I'm surprised with a lot of the McLaren picks. No one's got faith in Piastri like I do. But yeah, I think your pick explains itself, Bevo. Ferrari, Charles is just going to pull away from Sainz again.
Yeah. He's just Sainz. I don't know. Unless he kind of gets his head in the game in the off season.
Yeah,
I kind of felt it felt pitiful after he won at Silverstone. Like it was like, I don't know.
He disappeared. Like after he won the race, he's like, all right, I'm done.
What was it, like 4 races in a row in the end of the first half of the season that he had lap 1 incidents or early DNFs or technical failures?
At the start of the season.
What was it, like Imola?
Yeah, Imola with
Baku with the brake-by-wire.
Yeah.
The Australia. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, that is the end of round 2. We're on to round 3. So teammate head-to-head. We're going to smash through these ones. 5 points for correct answer. So this is out of the 2 teammates who is scoring the most points. So, first off, we've got Red Bull. I feel like we're all over this one. So is the Discord. Verstappen is, I feel like, it's got to be Verstappen. Like, we can't...
Shout out the 5 people who chose Perez.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised some people chose Perez. I'm pretty sure they're memeing, but that one is Red Bull. Next, we have Ferrari, and it's the same kind of deal. Everyone's gone the same thing, Charles Leclerc. And same with the Discord, but we've got a little love for Sainz. Some Sainz love there.
I mean, I will admit I did predict Sainz to beat Leclerc last season for the World Drivers' Championship in published print.
It's the second time you told us.
The 2021 season, I predicted Sainz was going to beat Leclerc in the 2021 season, and he did. But I don't know where he went.
I was inspired.
He actually went into hiding after he won that race at Silverstone. He went into hiding. I don't know where he went. So we'll see what happens with him. So Mercedes up next. And this is quite interesting. We've all gone George Russell. However, the Discord records Lewis Hamilton. And it's not by much. It's pretty even split. It's probably 2 or 3 votes. Out from Hamilton between Russell.
So we figured out Discord are a bunch of fanboys. Got it.
Well, it's quite interesting.
Team LH.
Considering that, I feel like a lot of
Team
people,
LH.
I think a lot of people believe that Lewis is going to come back strong this year. I don't think so. I think Russell is just he's fucking good. Russell is. He's so consistent. He's so good at just fucking finishing in just a good spot. Like he just will go top 5. All right, cool. I'm here. I'm not leaving. I'm staying in top 5. Like how many races in a row did he finish in the top 5? And it was like in a pattern. It was like 10. It's like 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5.
The only thing about Lewis coming back strong is the price of his outfits while he talks about poverty. That's the only thing. I don't want to call him washed, but he got beat by Woody from Toy Story last season.
He's washed. Just say it.
So
Oh,
next
he's more
up,
washed than laundry.
next up we've gone with McLaren, and I've gone Piastri because why not?
I mean,
I'm all over it. I'm all over him. I reckon he's gonna surprise a lot of people. But the Discord does not agree with me. They've gone majority Norris, which is fair.
it seems that you have a little bit of patriotism behind your picks as well.
Do I? You
Can we
reckon?
get the Australian anthem?
No, it's awful. They changed the words like a couple years ago.
Huh?
Are you?
Yeah, they changed the
Well,
words
then-
to be more inclusive. I'm not even kidding. I think it was to be more. I think that's what it was, because it was like we are young and free, and now they've changed it to we are one and free. That's the the words. It's it used to be.
And now it's God
Seriously?
save the king.
Yeah, no, seriously, that they changed it. I don't know when they changed it though. I think it was. 6
Whoa,
years ago.
did you say God save the king? Dude,
Yeah.
Too soon. Too soon.
keep the pronouns neutral, bro, okay?
Who scored the most points for Alpine? I think we're all in neutral agreement here. We are Gasly over Ocon. I think this could be spicy though, because Pierre went missing last year. So it also was down to the car. The car was also pretty crap. But Pierre takes a while to get used to a new car. Like you saw him in the Red Bull. He struggled a lot. Couldn't get used to it. Same might happen at Alpine. You never know.
This also comes down to likability when it comes to Discord votes, let's be real here.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, Pierre's the only French person I like.
You like French people?
No, but Pierre's the only one.
So who will score more points for AlphaTauri? And again, Nick De Vries, who we've only seen drive an F1 car once, apparently will have more points than Yuki. Discord agrees by a significant margin as well. Like that is
Wow.
that is a big margin for De Vries. Like he's just another Dutch driver on the grid that's going to be pretty good with what he's got. And no, like he won't be driving a Williams; he'll be driving an AlphaTauri. So if he can put the Williams in P9, what can he do with the AlphaTauri? Is he going to be the next Pierre Gasly, where he's just putting it up there, P4, P3, P5, P6?
Whoa.
Could be up there, doing what Gasly was doing in 2021.
If the car's back,
Yeah, as long as the car's there.
But the thing is, Sonoda, even in that good car, like he had one good race, well, two good races. He had Abu Dhabi because everything was falling apart around him, and that's 2021. And I can't remember, there was another race where he did really well. I think it might have been Mexico? I'm not too sure. I can't remember which other one. But I do think De Vries is going to be better. I think we all agree that De Vries is going to score more points. Alfa Romeo, I feel like it's the same here. We've all gone Valtteri Bottas. But some people have also reckoned Zhou might do it. I don't think Zhou is like anything too special. Bottas experience. Yeah, he'll score points. Like Zhou, I reckon will score points, but I don't think he'll score more than Bottas.
Zhou is kind of like a Chinese Logan Sargent if Logan Sargent was better.
I bet Logan Sargent outruns China every week. Logan Sargent is the greatest driver.
At this rate, we're gonna have
After
Bevo in
Bella.
where he's gonna be in a Williams shirt and he's gonna have a MAGA hat.
You are delusional, mate. Have you taken your meds today? Who will score the most points for Aston Martin? Now, I believe this is
Huge.
the only one that everyone agreed.
Oh my god.
Everybody agreed that Fernando Alonso
Yay!
is going to smash Lance Stroll. And I agree. We all agree. We all agree. Mutual agreement. This is the only one, I believe, in the whole quiz that everybody has said one thing.
If we could all come together for a moment. Daddy's cash. Daddy's cash.
Yeah, Fernando Stroll just does some dumb shit, man. He does some dumb shit. All Fernando needs is not bad luck. He needs to be good. He needs to have just normal luck, and he'll be fine. Needs to have people stop driving into the side of him. Lance Stroll driving erratically in front of him as well. We need none of that. Like at Austin.
Perfect. So qualify right next to him in that terrible car.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. Haas. We're all on agreement again. Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah. Suck
I don't
my
think-
balls,
I
mate.
don't think Hulkenberg is much chop, to be honest. I don't think
He's gonna be better than me.
I don't think he should have come back. I don't think they should have brought him back. I think they should have put Daniel in that car, to be honest.
They should have.
I think they should have 100% put Daniel in that car. However, I think Daniel said he wanted to take a year off anyway, so...
you bring Daniel to the great state of North Carolina, he'll forget about Texas quicker than anything.
I feel like Hulkenberg is just there for a year just to fill the spot, and then they'll either bring in a new driver with Magnussen, or they will bring Daniel in. Or, because they're going to keep Magnussen now. I don't think they're going to get rid of him. So, we'll see.
I would actually be most concerned in the future with Kevin Magnussen leaving for Andretti Cadillac because of his prior relationship with Cadillac and IMSA driving their LMP1 prototype car throughout the season when he had the hiatus during the whole Mazepin debacle. So that would probably be the only time K Magnus threatened to leave Haas from his will.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to leave. But in saying that, we've all gone Kevin. Williams, the delusion continues for Bevo. Watch me calling out on all of this stuff, and then Sargent comes out the blocks and is just like absolutely smashes Albon. Just watch it happen. And I'm going to eat my words in 11 months' time, or 10 months' time when we do the recap. So you've gone Logan Sargent, we've gone Alexander Albon. I think Albon's going to continue his form from last year. Playing the scuffed American anthem. You're a clown. You're a fucking clown.
I mean,
Albon, so majority have got Albon and Sargent.
Albon's a pussy, dude. He's not like I don't get it the hype. I don't get the hype. I guess I just don't see it. I think he's trash.
You cannot call him a pussy. Have you seen his girlfriend? Bro, she is a 10 and she plays golf.
Don't get excited. Don't get me excited. Anyway, that is all the teams. So we're on to round 4. This is the harder teammate questions. Now, I love making these questions. These questions I feel like we're really good. So let's get into it. First up, Max Verstappen will triple Sergio Perez's wins. Bevo, you've gone false.
Hey, never count the man out. All right, never count him out.
So you reckon Perez winning 3 races? Can't win.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that happen.
So like Perez wins 3 races. I don't feel like Max is going to win. Well, how many did he win last year? 15, wasn't it?
Yep, 15 sounds right.
Yeah, he won. It was about 15, I think. Perez won 2. He won Singapore and he won Monaco. That's it. Yeah, that's the 2 races he won. Monaco, Singapore. That sounds about right. So he did it last season. So
yeah.
He could do it again. Because if he
he's the street merchant, wasn't he?
Yeah, if he gets 2 wins, it's 6 races. So, however, if Perez doesn't win a race and he gets 0, what do we do about that?
3. Oh, yeah.
Max needs a win.
Because
that's triple.
No.
No.
3 times 0 is 0.
Multiplied 0.
Exactly. So Max wins 1. That's tripling his total.
If Sergio wins 0 races, technically Bevo's correct.
If Sergio wins 0 races, then Daniel Ricciardo's in his seat for 2025 or 2024.
But Sergio Perez's contract ends at the end of next year. Unless they want to break it and pay him out and then get Daniel in.
If he wins 0 races, they're gonna kick him out.
Yeah, probably. But majority is true. But yeah, here's the confusing question that I had a couple of questions about. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc will have more wins than Carlos Sainz, but Sainz will be on the podium. Like he'll have more podiums, so he'll be on the podium more often than Leclerc, and he'll have more overall podiums, even though Leclerc will have more wins. All gone false. However, it is pretty close with the true and false in this one. It could happen, but like I said, Sainz, he's gone missing. They need to find him.
I mean, he's somewhere out in the Dakar right now. Maybe they'll find a new version of him.
Oh, they could. But yeah, Sainz, we'll see what he can do. I don't think he will get more podiums than Leclerc will have wins. Next, Mercedes. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton's combined points will outscore Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz's combined points. You've all gone true and I've gone false. Is this because of the Mercedes resurgence? You reckon they're going to be better this year? Is that what you guys reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, just better car.
Mercedes resurgence? Well, the audience agrees. I don't think so. I think the Ferrari and the Red Bull, they might, if they keep the same form, it's just going to be the same year. So it could be whatever. But however, George did finish 4th last year ahead of Sainz. So we'll see what happens. Because if Sainz continues the way that he's been going from last year, then it's definitely a possibility. Because both Mercedes drivers could end up finishing above him.
Yeah, because even at the end of last season, when the Mercedes was really a difficult car to drive, or was a better car to drive, but still really not all that great, they were competing with those lagging behind from the top 4. I mean, they were able to get their nose in there.
For sure. Next, we've got Haas. Hulkenberg and Magnussen will get along. So I've said this question because of the Suck My Balls Mate clip from a while ago.
Once again, most unsportive driver of the grid.
Suck my balls, mate.
Yeah, you're really good, man.
So I thought it'd be quite interesting to see what people think, if they'll get along or not. And I've said no. I don't reckon they're going to get along. But you guys have gone true, and the majority has gone true. You think they've just put their past behind them? They just want to just race a year?
Yeah.
Reckon?
Yeah. No, I think they just are both focusing on staying in F1, and they don't want any drama that's just going to cloud that up. You know, I mean, it's not good for the team, and it's not good looks on them as well. So, you know, I think they're just going to keep it civil. I think it's going to be good now.
They could. I do feel like they are one incident away from being at each other's throats, though. Again.
Yeah. If they come together, I think things could get
spicy.
Could get bad.
Yeah, could definitely get spicy.
They're old men now. All the testosterone's out of their system.
Next question is Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso will double Lance Stroll's points. Bevo with the false. What is your reasoning behind this?
Lance is going to be on form next year, all right? And I see it coming now, all right? But just, you never know, you know? And he hasn't been doing terrible. He's stupid. But when he's not being stupid, he actually doesn't do bad. And I think if he can just stop being a fucking idiot, he'll be all right.
This is true. However, Fernando is Fernando Alonso. Like, I just don't.
He's
like,
but I still think Fernando.
Go Cows.
The guy.
I cannot wait to send all these clips at the summer break of Bevo saying Logan Sargent's gonna outscore Alex Albon. Lance Stroll's gonna score points. Bro, Lance Stroll is gonna score about as many points as I am this season. You know what shape that is? That's a donut, right? That's a big old fat settle.
If he gets a donut, then technically Bevo's right again.
We're not having this conversation again.
I'm just saying.
We're not doing this.
I'm just saying.
Fernando Alonso is going to convince Daddy Stroll to finally disown his son.
AlphaTauri, Nick De Vries will have a higher average finishing position than Yuki Tsunoda. Bevo, again, false. It's the only one different, considering that the crowd went quarter. False. Why false?
I don't know. Because some of my other picks probably contradict this. But I don't know. Maybe Yuki gets his head out of his ass, stop acting like a child, and starts worrying about driving. I mean, he's got to be feeling the pressure this year. He should have really been feeling it last year, but he's got to be feeling it this year for sure.
He's
100%.
Yeah.
And so he's got to do better. And I think he's got it in him if he can do it. But you got to do it, you know. So I have some faith. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I like Yuki. I like him as a person. His driving, however, is very questionable. He's very hyper aggressive. Goes for moves that aren't really there. However, this is finishing position, so it can be whatever, man. Like Nick De Vries could have the high qualifying position. However, Yuki just comes through and finishes higher than him throughout the races, so you won't know anything about that.
Well, going for moves that kind of aren't there. Welcome to PRL.
Jesus. Anyway, Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas will have more top 10 finishes than Guan Yu Zhou. True, and I feel like there's a big majority true here. Don't really think we should speak more about it because I think it's pretty straightforward. Bottas is the more experienced driver. He's more likely to finish in the top 10 than Guan Yu is, so that's about it, really. That's about it for that one. That's pretty much reasoning. Alpine, Pierre Gasly will have a higher qualifying position than Esteban Ocon and Cows. False.
Yeah, I think Ocon's more settled into the team. He's more familiar with the car. He's gonna have a better natural feel for a quality lap. As soon as you let him loose into the race, I think Pierre Gasly is gonna find better race pace. He's gonna be more responsible, and he's just not gonna be Esteban Ocon when it comes to clashing into people. You know what I mean? I've predicted for most DNFs. I think this is gonna turn into a season where you have a qualifying driver and then you have a race driver, and it's gonna be really frustrating for Alpine fans to get through.
You're right. We won't know, but it's an interesting choice. This is what everybody else thought. So about a third reckoned false. So you do have some backing there.
If I may add, as a Haas fan, that's exactly what happened with K-Mag and Mick this past season. All the meatball flags, all the lap 1 DNFs for K-Mag, and then we had Mick just kind of poorly qualifying, running from the back, you know?
Yeah, that is true. Oscar Piastri will be on the podium before Lando. I've actually gone false on this one. I think Piastri isn't going to start well, but he have a really strong back end of the season. I feel like, and I feel like if Lando wants to get ahead of his teammate, he needs to perform in the early races, showing that yes, I am this driver. This is the benchmark for this car. So Lando could be on the podium again. He was the only other driver to be on the podium other than the top 6 last season, and that was at Imola. With the Charles putting his car in the fence, Lando capitalized on that. So he was the only other driver other than the top 6 to get on the podium. But yeah, there's a pie chart for it. So exactly a quarter. I reckon it's gonna happen. Did you just have an epiphany, Beaver?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I'm back. Wait, what?
Do you know what the word epiphany means?
Didn't you?
No.
Didn't
Yes.
you just go,
Yes.
"Oh."
Shut up. Stop. My computer turned off. I was trying to get it turned back on.
Alright. Can you say what we're doing? You all good?
Yes.
All right, Bevo, spell epiphany.
I plead the 5th. You don't even laugh, Carmen.
I stuffed this up. I stuffed it up. Oh well.
We'll
We'll just get into it. So Alexander Albon will have more Q3 appearances than Logan Sargent. Bevo, you've gone false because you're fucking delusional.
Oh, dude, I can't wait till you eat those words.
Dude, I can't wait until we bring this back to summer break and just cram it down your throat for a week straight.
He has to make that tops 2.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like if Logan Sargent gets 1 and Albon does get 0, then he's beat him. So like, it could happen.
But it's
However,
not going
it
to.
won't because you're fucking delusional. It's not going to happen. Sargent is a shit driver. He's not going to be anywhere near Albon. It's just not happening.
Keep saying it. Keep saying it.
Well, that is the end of round 4. Round 5, the final round. Top 5 in order at the end of the season. 15 points for the correct spot and 5 points if it's in there, in the top 5, but in the wrong spot. So let's do it. First place is going to be probably what we picked before. So Cows has gone with the Charles pick and everybody else with the Max pick is what we picked before. But this is where it starts to get spicy. So it's a bit inverted here. So second is inverted with the Charles and the Max pick. And then third, we've got a mix. So you both have gone Sergio Perez. Do you reckon he's going to keep up with Max a little bit more this year?
Not at all.
Because even though Max, yeah, that's very blunt. Even though he was still third, he came third in the championship against Charles in Abu Dhabi. But I don't think he's. I think he's deteriorating.
He ain't in that league, Chief. The only thing he in the same league as these boys in is what's the word I'm looking for? Mistress collecting.
But hang on. So you reckon Sergio's gonna be nowhere near Max? However, you reckon he's gonna finish third?
Yeah, because Max and Charles are on a different level. I mean, you put Lewis in a car that can compete with Max and Charles, he's right up there with him too. But I mean, George and Lewis are stuck in Mercedes, so it's down to these two who are the generational talents in the top cars.
That is true. Yeah. BB, got anything to add, or is that more or less what you think?
No, I mean, I think Charles being... I do think the Ferrari is going to be better. I don't think it's going to be better than the Red Bull, but it's going to be better than last year. So I'm definitely Charles, but then Sergio is just going to outrun the Mercedes, but not Charles. And honestly, I could see maybe Carlos having, if he fucking reappears, you know,
he could from the
come third. Yeah, but if he doesn't do that, then.
So the
wait,
fourth...
Carmo.
Yes.
How close do you have Russell finishing to Leclerc there?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I reckon Russell's going to get more points than Perez, though. I think we're going to see 3 different constructors in the top 3.
That would be beautiful. Oh.
It would be nice. That'd be cool. Because the next one is a bit more of the inversion again. So I've gone Russell 3rd and then Perez 4th, and you guys have gone Perez 3rd and Russell 4th. So it's not like there's a big difference here. Collectively, we all think the same, but a lot of it's inverted. I'd also like to point out that my line is the exact same as the Discord at the moment, and I'm pretty sure it stays the same.
Wow, real independent thinking you got there.
So everybody's gone Carlos Sainz for 5th. I feel like that was a given. It was actually quite hard to pick the Discord ones because they had majority Max first, majority Max second. So I had to pick Max first because obviously that's the majority. And then I had to go whoever was the next highest in second, and then whoever was the next highest in third. That wasn't those two, and then whatnot. Because there was a lot of Lewis Hamilton picks for first and second, but they were just like 18% for both. But
wait, where's Logan Sargent? I don't see him on here.
Yeah, where's Logan Sargent, Bevo? He's supposed to be in your top 5. Isn't he coming fifth?
He's in a Williams, dude.
Yeah,
he's in a Williams.
But
yeah, exactly. He's supposed to be the greatest driver ever.
But going back on Williams' history, technically they're the best team.
Use that Dallas Cowboys logic. Hell yeah.
There go Chiefs.
Well, how do you reckon you guys went?
We won a championship.
How do you reckon you guys went against the majority? I feel like we didn't do too bad. Well, we won't find out until the end of the season, will we? If we got them right.
I mean,
actually, I'm supposed to get him in the mail next week.
Apparently, people aren't down on the Logan.
I got the script in advance, bro.
Yeah, you are the only one that believes Logan Sargent's going to do well, I think. I reckon.
Yeah, well, good thing I'm going to prove 71 people wrong.
Which is the amount of people that I had fill out the form for this. Well, so thank you.
Actually, you had 72.
Well, it was 72. However, I didn't get the last vote in because I already had done the PowerPoint. However, it didn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, this was good. Turned out really well. So yeah, thanks to you two for coming in and doing this and taking an hour and a half out of your day to do this.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
If I may, actually, before we close out, there's one more thing I do want to tack on.
Yep.
Last season, I continuously yelled out that there would be streakers or some sort of track invasion during the season. And wouldn't you know it, at Silverstone, a bunch of climate protesters tried to glue themselves to the track while Guan Yu Zhou decided to turn into a dreidel. Do we think there's going to be another track invasion this year? Do we think idiots are going to be dumb enough to do that?
Yes, and I reckon it'll be at Vegas.
Oh,
and
or
will
Miami.
will they be naked?
Oh,
I don't think so, but I can definitely see one happening.
I reckon there will be a track invasion. I feel like people are getting more desperate, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
This is not our promotion for track invasions, as a clarification.
No.
Although, if you did paint PRL on your ass cheeks and ran down the straight, that would be pretty dope.
However, I do feel like it would be a Western country that has a track invasion because all the people.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, it would be. It'd be like America, Australia, Britain. Yeah, those places actually.
Or we could have an actual
Canada,
track
Mexico, Brazil.
invasion
Canada, maybe not Mexico.
at Qatar.
Maybe not Mexico?
Yeah, maybe not.
Hey, bro, get 9 Modelo's deep,
No,
you
they're quite
ballin'.
respectful though of what they've got. No.
Well, Bevo's
I
from
guess
Texas,
you have
so he's just a
not
bigot.
been keeping. He's not been keeping up with the news lately.
Well,
apparently,
no,
what do
He's
you
not
mean?
familiar with who governs Mexico.
Oh
Dude.
wait, no.
Oh, boy.
I do know what you're talking about. No, I do know what you're talking about. No, I do.
They're in a
I don't know.
fucking
I mean, it
war
could
with the
happen.
cartel.
Actually, it could happen. No, you're right. It could happen at Mexico. It depends how long. Well,
Brazil.
Mexico's at the end of the season though, so it could, you know.
Listen, if we're talking invasions, we're forgetting the Middle East.
Oh, God.
And on that note, we're finishing this up. This was awesome. I'd like to thank again Chamber for inspiring me to do this video, and I'd like to thank everybody in the respective Discords. There'll be links down below to the Discords if you want to join them to do some league racing in Oceania or in the Americas. But yeah, this was great, and I can't wait to see if we got any of these right. I feel like the majority may win. Yeah, it was great.
We know at least one's wrong.
Yeah, it could be. Well, at least one's got to be wrong. But yeah, see you guys later.